it's Haley, and today is Bookmas Day 9.
On the 9th day of Bookmas, my true love gave to me 9 kick-ass ladies.
So today I'm basically going to be talking about some of my favorite heroines from the books that I've read. These aren't all necessarily the main character, most of them are, but they don't have to be. So yeah, let's just get into it. So first, I'm just going to get a few out of the way because these are kind of the obvious ones that I do want to mention, but I'm not going to focus on because I want to talk about some others. So we have obviously Annabeth Chase from Percy Jackson, we have Hermione Granger from Harry Potter, Katniss Everdeen from The Hunger Games, and Beatrice Pryor from Divergent. I'm not talking about those today because they are pretty popular, but they are kick-ass, so I think they go without mention. This next one is kind of obvious as well, but I think she's just the definition of a kick-ass lady, so I just have to mention her, and that is Celaena Sardothien from the Throne of Glass series. Celaena is honestly, I can't speak today, honestly just so badass, does not care what anyone thinks. She has so much going against her, but she is just kicking ass, taking names, just doing what she has to do to survive and to protect those she loves, and I just love her, and I love how real she is too, because there's a scene in, I don't know if it's in this one or in Crown of Midnight, where she gets her period, which is something like super typical. So she's just like a really real person, and even in the Assassin's Blade, she really wants these shoes. Like, she's just a girl, but she's just such a female empowerment figure. I just really love her. This next one is actually from the book that I'm currently reading, so I'm really hoping that she doesn't do something stupid towards the end of the book. I have like 100 pages left, so I'm thinking that she'll still stay kick-ass, but it is Katie from Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. First off, this book is absolutely blowing my mind. It is crazy. And Katie is just such a driven heroine. Like, she has so much going against her, like Celaena, and she has all these terrible things are happening. She's in the worst situation. Like, everyone is dead, everyone is sick, everyone is killing each other. It is absolutely awful, but she still is like, I have to get this done, I have to do this, and she's still doing it. It is absolutely crazy to me. I would completely break down if I was in her situation, but she knows what she has to do and she is still doing it, and I love it. Next is Blue from The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. Now, I know I said I was trying not to re-mention books too much during Bookmas, but I feel like I've talked about this one in almost every video so far, so I'm sorry, but I just love this series so much, and Blue is just a great heroine. Like, she has this whole sentence on her that if she ever kisses her true love, then he will die, and she has this whole thing that happens in the beginning of this book that, like, she sees something, and she has that weighing down on her, yet she still is allowing herself to kind of build these relationships, and I just love that she's willing to kind of put herself into the weird and wacky world of the Raven Boys and not really care. Like, she's just helping them find, like, wake up these ley lions and find this Welsh king like it's no big deal or anything, and I just really love it. I know that's partially because of, like, the house she grows up in, but I still think, like, she thinks nothing of it, and she's really holding her own in this, like, with the boys. Like, she's not letting them tell her what to do. She really just sticks up for herself, and I really love it. Next is Charizard. I think that's how you say her name, or that's a Pokemon. I don't remember, but it's from The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Addy. I also don't know how to say that name, but basically I think she's just a really badass heroine because there's this prince who's killing everyone, and she's willing to put her life on the line to kind of stop that. Like, she is willing to sacrifice herself in order to stop him from killing all these girls every year, and I just think that's like the ultimate note of bravery. I mean, she is willing to literally risk her life to save the lives of so many other people, and she is doing it with a brave face and putting herself in front of this guy who has been known for killing all of these women, and she's just putting herself in front of him like, try and stop me. Like, it's just really awesome, and I think she's really just an empowering character. Next, I have Alina from the Grisha trilogy by Leigh Bardugo. Honestly, Alina is kind of put in this position that she's not expected to be in at all. Like, she finds out that she's a lot more powerful powerful than she previously thought, and she was at the bottom of the crop, but now she's like stuck at the top of the crop and she is trying to navigate her way. She's just always put in situations that she's not expecting, and there's a lot put on her, and the way that she deals with that I think is really admirable. She's really able to kind of hold her own under all the pressure and really show people that it can be who they think she is. It's just really, you have to read it to kind of get how much of a badass heroine she is, because I don't want to spoil anything, but it's really, I love her. She's just great. She's really just a strong female character and I love it. Next I have Will from Dumpling by Julie Murphy. Will is honestly just a character who doesn't really let anyone tell her what's what, and she's kind of willing. That was a good one. Anyways, she's really willing to kind of defy what other people are saying and what society deems as beautiful, and say, how come I'm not beautiful just because I weigh a little bit more than maybe the models that you see doesn't mean that I'm not just as attractive as they are. And I really love that. I think she's just a really great, empowering body image figure, and I think with how society is today and how like all the advertisements, all that stuff, I think it's really important to have in literature really positive body image figures, and that's why I really love her. Next I have Gretchen from Prisoner of Night and Fog by Anne Blankman. Now I think I've talked about her as a badass female before, but honestly she just really is. Like, she's figuring out all these things about her uncle Hitler and his whole Nazi regime, and she's figuring out how corrupt and awful it is, and she's not using that to make her scared. She's really utilizing it to kind of be the fire in her veins and really just empower her, and I love that. I love how she's so willing to stand up to people, and I just think she's an incredible heroine. Next I have Mira from Snow Like Ashes, and Mira is honestly a character who is just gonna do what she wants. She knows what she has to do, and she is mostly with men, but she's not letting them tell her, no, you can't do that. Like, she's just gonna do what she has to do, whether they like it or not, and I love that. She's just so powerful, and she really adapts to any situation that she's put in, and she kind of accepts the role that she's given, but she kind of tests the boundaries of that role, and I just really enjoy her. Especially in the second book, she really becomes this great heroine, and I loved seeing the character development as a heroine from this book to that book, because she was badass in this book, but she just becomes even more badass in the next book. And finally I have Emma Bloom from the Miss Peregrine's trilogy by Ransom Riggs. Now Emma is a side character, but she's a pretty badass side character. She just goes above and beyond what side characters normally do, and she becomes a part of the main character. Like, they just kind of mesh, and you don't realize that it's just Jacob who's supposed to be main character, because she's just like, I'm gonna do what I need to do and screw you, and I love it. I just really enjoy her. I think she's awesome. So those are all of the 9 kick-ass heroines that I wanted to talk to you guys about today. Let me know what some of your favorite heroines are, and don't forget to subscribe. I put out new videos every Tuesday and Thursday, except all through Bookmas. I will be putting up videos the 12 days leading up to Christmas, and if you wanted to go and watch my last video, it will be over here for you. So that was Bookmas Day 8, where I talked about 8 fantastic classics. And if you wanted to follow me on social media, I have Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram. My username for all of those is @HalesArtsNYC, and we're talking about Bookmas a lot on there, so it's all under the #MaryBookmas. Yeah, I hope you guys are still enjoying Bookmas, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!